Today is the Sabbath, Saturday, the true Sabbath, other than what you've been led to believe is on a Sunday. A work of the Antichrist. If you think about the sun, it gives you warmth, the energy to go ahead or it could be used to destroy, burn you. So the Antichrist wants to brand you with that symbol, the cross, mark of the beast, to let it be known you were living a lie. Made wicked. It's the image of the Disney symbol. I think it's flipped in reverse. It's your flip it with the swank yank. And it shows Disney saying wicked. And if you think of Disney, you think of fairy tales, stories, magic, wonder, enchantment. But most of you, not I, until started to wake up, why those characteristics? What are they enchanting over you with magic? False sense of reality. Creating a simulated experience for you. AI, VR, AR. So that Apple Visions Pro about, I guess you can say Google goggles, VR, to give you this simulated experience, to take you out of what is real, this reality. But even though this reality isn't the complete reality, if you're in the know, you'll know that the earth have shifted from 3D to 5D. And most people, if you're still in a 3D way of thinking, that will be your limit. This shift is also known as the Great Awakening, lifting the veil. So if you think about your mind, your thoughts, where does that come from? You don't have to speak out loud like I'm doing right now just to have a thought process with yourself. You can go inside your head. So where's that voice? I believe I looked it up once. It says the firing of neurons. You know, the electricity, neural pathways. But even if it is that, it's still producing a voice in your head. You can hear it. It's formulating words. You can even make it do different voices, go higher or lower. You can create this whole reality in your mind. You ever have those dreams where you lucid dreaming, you can control it? Or a dream, you know you're dreaming, but you can't seem to wake up. Or if you do physically wake up, or mentally wake up, your body hasn't physically woken up. When you begin to awaken, you get to lucid dream, become a active participant in this so-called dream of reality we are living. You're the universe experiencing itself through different avenues, as the universe is everything. You can see from all angles, be everything, everywhere, all at once. The Alpha, the Omega. And when you begin to awaken, you can lucid dream, control this reality, begin to manifest. And the words you speak and the actions you take gets put out into the universe. And whatever you put out gets reciprocated. It comes back to you, positively or negatively. And I mentioned Disney because they kind of set the tone, the reality of stuff. You think of every childhood movie, concert. They were the OG. They had the Disney Channel, you know, direct to them. Wasn't even theaters. Now it's kind of getting back to that with the streaming, but anyway, they set this reality for you of how they want you to view the world for whatever reason that they want you to believe. And what we learn is mostly taught by imitation. Life imitating art, art imitating life. The paradoxical duality, the yin, the yang, the masculine, the feminine, the positive, the negative. Creating a neutral, stable existence. The addition, the subtraction for equilibrium. And our equilibrium is way off. There's no balance. It's just all taking, negative subtraction. A corrupted system, unstable, unsustainable. And since the universe is a organic, real thing that you are and witnessing, it's going to try to heal itself. Get rid of what's causing this pain. So it can care for itself, be better for itself, because it understands itself, it loves itself. And if you are gonna love, if you flip love and add a VE, it's evolve. Can't have love if you're not evolving, staying the same. Because everything doesn't stay the same. Change, adaptation, continual motion, energy in motion. Dance of creation. It's also how Disney enchants you, gives you a little song and dance, makes it applicable. That's the word I'm looking for. Appropriable? Is that the word I'm looking for? Anyway, the sensation of is checking, it's passing your vibe check. You're like, alright, I can bump with this. And they do studies on you to know what you can bump with, willing to bump with. So with all that marketing data, the data you willingly give over, profile about yourself. That's why they got personalized ads, all to cater to you. So much control they got over you. And if you can cater to someone and they don't know what is actually real, what's all real, but what is true, you can make the world a stage, put on your performances. Which brings me to the Greek god, Dionysus, the god of wine, festivals, theater. Another name is Bacchus. Loki, the god of mischief. Think about Loki, master of illusions. Make you think one thing when it's actually another. Because he controlled your vision, he controlled what you saw, what you take as truth, your reality. There's actually more to this reality than you know, than you think you know. You're living through a cosmic play. Deus Machina, God's machine. That's where they said it. I think it was back in those old Greek plays. I used to work in stagehand work, wearing all black, behind the scenes, quiet as a mouse, bringing that magic to your eyes that's happening on the stage. You get entranced, you're not even thinking like, how are you doing that? How is this working? It's just, oh, it's a really good production. I remember working the Christmas Carol one time. I forget where I was sitting. But there's a scene where they make the bed spin in a circle. And if you're in the audience and don't know, you just see a bed spinning. It's just like magical. It's like, how are they doing that? But being able to work behind the scenes, I knew it was 2 stagehands under there, spinning it in a circle, moving it on the spiked marks. It's blocking its mark, it's hitting its mark, making sure everything is just right. Make it seem like this is this and that is that. It's a holistic kind of thing that you're living through. It's like The Truman Show, Westworld, Lord of the Rings, Fantasia, Fern Gully, Avatar, James Cameron version, and The Last Airbender. Yeah. And though that may not seem true, because based on this reality and this feedback, it may not appear so. But since you don't know you, you will know that there is more to this reality than meets the eye. The two retinal eyes you have. That's what they train you to see with mostly. But you have to open your third eye. Ascend to 5D dimensions, density. Side note, that's what gravity is, density, how heavy something is. You can even Google that picture showing all the liquids separated, showing density right there. And everything is electric, magnetic, attraction, repelling, the positive, the negative. And what are we pulling toward us? What have they enchanted over us, cursed us with, to pull toward us, other than all this destruction, disrespect, blasphemy, satanic, demonic, malevolent, and that's where the duality and the paradox comes in. You can't have one without the other, the flip side of the coin. Coincidentally, it's kind of like the shape of the earth, the real earth, flat surface. So if you look at water, it always finds its level. The way it used to look can be compared to what they showed you in James Cameron's Avatar. Big, beautiful, luscious greenery, metaphysical, the floating rocks, just the aliveness of the indigenous culture and the flora y fauna. It's dancing and singing, it's illuminated, it's enlightened, high vibrancy. Translucent and colorful. Spectrum of frequencies. Everything is frequency, electricity, vibration, rhythm, that song and dance. And what song and dance are we doing? Feels very vaudeville, minstrel. What show have we been putting on? Also, another way, before I started recording, stay hydrated. Everything is water. Has to stay lubricated for it to function. Otherwise, it'll burn out. And become non-useful. Gotta keep the system flush and lubricated. Performance. Keep it high frequency. But anyway, where I was going, another way you can prove the Sabbath is actually on Saturday, is if you break Saturday down in syllables. Sat your day. You sat your day. You rested. Took some time just to relax, taking the sun, sweat out the toxins, the toxins. Getting closer to truth. Understanding the grand, cosmic, understanding. To know thyself. Once you begin to know thyself, you can begin to know this reality more. You can imagine the cosmic realm, spiritual realm, kind of like the internet. And how the internet is all connected, all these neural pathways to get you this, and there, retrieve knowledge like that. Stream, beam, high-end content at such clarity. And if you take the computer, the body, and learn programming, it's all programming. That's what they're doing to you, programming you. Their education, their schools, their Disney, their Apple. Controlling the knowledge you have. Apple. Bit the apple and Adam and Eve. Tree of knowledge, tree of life. And does Apple not do magical things? They love to use that word, magic. working, doing even more of their magic with the Apple Visions Pro is to work their magic, give you a simulated experience. If you've seen the movie Ready Player One, the world went into chaos, and the survivors kind of lived in these like kind of shanty, District 9 kind of looking, yet they still had high power technology of VR. So even though physically they were in shit, consciously, their virtual reality, they were elsewhere. I forgot what they called it. So that's what everybody did. You may do some stuff in the real world, but most of your stuff is happening online. They got most of your life online. Always got you looking at a screen with something to say. Distractions. It's not all distracting. Anything has a duality to it, positive and negative. I like to think of John Wick with the pencil. You know, we know a pencil, you can use it to write, create, or you can use it to stab somebody in the eye. An eye for an eye. How they say an eye for an eye, leave the whole world blind, got the blind leading the blind. But also you can take eye for an eye. This I as in thyself. You, them. Them being your I. To control your I, to be your I, an eye for an eye. Got CBS, their emblem is an eye. Eyewitness News. They also got a show on their Big Brother. Big Brother's watching. We know they're watching because we voluntarily give up our information. We put ourselves online, give them all of our data. Mostly knowing everything about us. So they can finely tune that experience for each and every one of us to get us all believing the same thing, a hive mind, working together to do the most horrendous bukkake of things. And bukkake does work because you're spreading your seed. new terrain for something to grow. How do you stop growth? Poison it. Come in with the weed killer. Not all weeds are bad weeds. I think weeds are just medicine. That's why they say they're bad. They're being consumed the wrong way. Some medicines you ingest. Some medicine you do topically. Through aromas of the sensual things. That's why you have the different varieties of therapy. It's a holistic experience of how to take care of oneself. Aligning mind, body, and soul. A systems check to make sure you were actually there, you were aware. It's like, you ready to go? You sure? It's like a boxing match. Coming to this world, you're already taking hits. You're like, what? I ain't even start training yet. But they a good fighter. And you and so the matching compares to David and Goliath. I guess I don't want to consider myself a referee here, but also to check in. It's like, you okay? I'm standing right here. I see you. You taking them hits. You bleeding. You stumbling. Are you okay? And sometimes you're not so okay. The ref just calls it. The ref looking out for you. You know? It's that higher conscience. Your spirit guides, your ancestors. It's just like, hold on. Gotta stand in and help you out. Give you some protection. Where is the protection? Seems very little protection. So-called protection is the one that's actually causing the problem. That illusion of protection. Pimp the pusher. The person causing the problem and offering the solution. And the problem is like, why is the world going to shit? Because we are being shit. And how can the majority be shit? And if you ask yourself, are you shit? Under self-preservation, denial, more than likely you say no. Without being aware of how much you are being a problem. We are the worker bees, the soldiers going into these jobs. Think of a meter attendant, somebody doing that job to give you a ticket where you became angry that day. Somebody that judge making grand decisions of who's guilty or not. You're that psychiatrist, that doctor, that actor, male person. You know, all the jobs. I think I'm listing them all. But we're all playing our part. If we are the worker bees, the majority, we are helping create the world built by a few, because the few has become your eye, set the illusion of how this world really is. Reality is even more than this world. Most people ain't even thinking outside this world, what's happening in the cosmos. How do we get to this moment? And they left clues behind. The world's a stage, so we all worked in off true events, inspired by true events. That's what the legends, the mythologies, the religions, that's what it's all saying. And they hitting it so well that it's kind of like if you sing Dragon Ball, you gotta get 7 Dragon Balls, a magical dragon appears and get 1 wish. And if you see those Dragon Balls, that's the chakras, all the ones you have to align from your root to your crown. You become enlightened. When you become enlightened, that's that God mind, the higher consciousness. You start to see more clearly through the deception beyond just this 3D into that 5D. So this be the age of Aquarius. Lifting of the veil, getting to the grand truth of things. That truth is hard to get to when they control your eye. I'm sure even watching the news, which some people just watch the news like it's entertainment. And if the news, not if, it is corrupted by these big corporations, private owners, That's kind of the research we don't do to see who owns all these companies, who's in charge, what's their views, their values, their narrative. So they're selling you a narrative. You seen Nightcrawler with, what's his face? Jake Gyllenhaal. How they commercialized the news, kind of sensationalized it. Have it so jaw-dropping and gripping that you can't take your eye away from that Black Mirror, that tube. It's not all bad, though. I've been using this tube like I'm using it now to record this, to hopefully help enlighten some minds. Also to do my research. I barely watch TV now. YouTube, my new TV. But you also got to use your level of discernment, which, depending on where you are consciously, it might be a little harder than some, or easier. Intentionally spread false news through the media to get you stirred up. Get your anxiety going, get you more negative. Since the earth has transitioned in dimensions, density, the frequency is rising for the better toward truth. So to counteract that, they need to control you. Get you chucking and jiving. Because once they start playing their tune, you just can't help but dance. A little mind control. That's why I Get Out. That's like they got us in that sunken place. I'm getting out, but as soon as she hit that tone in that cup, he was like, whoop, just falling, just floating, falling, just like reaching for the door. Can't even, like, it's out of reach. Keep moving far away. I'm just floating through the abyss, the emptiness. This lost soul, spirit, forever wandering, looking for myself, looking for a vein of truth, some light. Light is being dimmed, both physically, so that blue light, that blue tone on your phone does, hits the pineal gland, the third eye, helping calcify it even more. They do some other stuff, the fluoride in the water. The FDA, like I was talking about. What up, lizard? Land dragon? I don't know, y'all seen Dodgeball? Well, not everybody, but... Ooh. Along with meditation, that's why it's good to work on your breathing. The ebb and flow, push and pull of the ether. Control your anxiety. It's gonna happen when that energy is unknown. You don't know how to handle it, what to do with it. Kind of have to do your own little dance and song, do a little rodeo, get it under control. Breathing will help with that. It's when you can't catch breath, you can't think, being deprived of oxygen, hydrogen. If you're neuromelanated. Once you have a control of your breathing, aligning your body, your mind helping you through it, like it's okay, breathe, breathe, breathe. Once you begin to calm and find that equilibrium, that balance, you can assess the situation better to figure out your knowns, unknowns. As I mentioned before, you're in the school of life. Enlightenment happens before, during, and after school. You're always learning, always something to know. Seek for truth. What is, what isn't. Since they control your eye, can control your energy, keep you in a fluster, a system of fight or flight, state of shock. Not in control of your breathing, panicking. And when you panic, you can act reckless, dangerous, out of your best interests. That's how you come to terms with who you are. Are you working in your best interest? Is this the life you want to be living? Is it the truth? Is it sustainable? You know it to be a lie, but you have no way of breaking apart or the courage to build your own energy, to take that leap. And if you look at history, from what we came from, living naturally, off the land, sustainable, organic, eco-friendly, not creating waste. So we can sell this idea of sterilization, commodity, uniformity. But also giving you that division, because we all come from different cultures. And that's how they keep you in a state of shock, controlling that energy, the positive, that negative. They torturing you, zapping you every now and then. See if you respond correctly, to see what you do. A little lab rat, a little guinea pig. As a show, some more predictive programming. The Promised Neverland. The Promised Land. The Promised Neverland. And if you see the show, it's about orphans, kids, all living together at a home, being watched over by guardians, waiting to be adopted, not knowing the outside world, only knowing that world. But little do they know their perception of reality, which they have been taught by the people running the orphanage, of what's out there and what's going to happen to them. Believing them because they didn't know, they have no reference to the outside world. Reality, truth. They were manipulated to believe one thing, not knowing the division and horrors that await. And if you watch this show, you see the demons. I forget the one demon, but he got like on a purple cloak. He wears a double-crossed symbol, which is another sign of the Illuminati. It is cosmic law that they have to tell you, but they don't have to explicitly tell you. They can use deception, inception, to obscure the truth, and it's up to you to discern. Isn't you is, or isn't you ain't. So when judgment comes, they be like, I told him. It's right there. I'll read the fine print. Most of us ain't reading the fine print, the terms and conditions. Did you know your birth certificate is legal tender? It's your papers, your identity, your bond, your bondage. Who owns you? Who's your zaddy? And since you don't want to really understand this reality, the magic, the magnetism behind it, there's actual real magic. How can there not be? You accept this reality, you see the miraculous wonders, the beauty, the awe-appalling. Even wind, it's like, what is that? I feel this, like, I can't see it unless it's like condensed or debris and stuff like that, but you feel it. Charged ions, particles. Y'all should watch another thing of predictive programming telling you. People also got you dazed on the illusion like this is just entertainment. If you watch Inside Job on Netflix, you can even see the satanic, demonic shit. You see a lot of these musical performances. Doja Cat being a little demon. That's the song Demon Time. You see a lot of stuff with the upside down cross. That's a symbol of the Antichrist. Like I said, watch that Freemason video, link in my bio. Explain it way better than I can right now. Hope you like a 5-hour movie. Or a documentary, but it's worth it though. It's telling you the truth, whether you accept it or not. Whether you believe something or not doesn't make it not true. Made you fear the unknown. Curiosity. Instead of illuminating you to be a wandering wanderer. Just to accept what they say as truth and nothing else. And if you don't believe what they say, be ostracized, jailed, harassed, beaten, murdered. Canceled. Using the system they control, change your perspective of said individual. And the person making your decisions, basically Judge Dredd, judge, jury, and executioner, so you ain't got no say. It's what they say goes. Or at least that's what they want you to believe and what they tell you. Because if we are the worker bees, the majority, getting things done, making all this bad stuff happen, then we can turn a negative into a positive. What is your actual contribution to the world? Some of us probably think we are doing good things, but we just help and feed the system that keeps us enslaved, prisoner, out of alignment, root chakra. hypnotized, traumatized, sedated, abused, forsaken. And yet we keep coming back for more. That abusive relationship. Your love's my drug, or lack thereof. That is not love. Or if that is love, I don't want to be in love no more. I want to care. I want to understand so I can overstand. Because if you understand, something's got the best of you. Controlling your top-down view. How do you see things? How do you want to see things? If we see negative, we're going to produce negative. If we see positive, we're going to produce positive. Sometimes you're going to have to be your own little cheerleader, rooting you on. That's what I mostly had to do my whole life. Be my own little cheerleader. As I got more enlightened, know that I'm not all alone. Maybe on the physical plane, but the cosmic plane where it all starts. I know I got my angels, my spirit guides, my ancestors, God, the black woman, the black man. But that's just really just the ether. If you look at oil, this is the life force of the planet. She's alive. That's why they do all this drilling and fracking. That's where they actually get their energy from. Taking energy from the earth, which is free, selling it back to you and making you pay for it. But it's also using the energy to do whatever nefarious shit they doing. Is to make the planet sick. Giving you that duality of adding, subtraction. In order to be manipulated, I need you sick enough to not be able to fully fight back. And the sad truth is you are sick. Sick in the mind. So you don't know who you are, what to really do. How to actually use your power positively. To know that you are the power. Can't complain about the assholes if you are willing to let yourself become an asshole. What's the whole point? They sneaky, deceptive. So they work their magic to get you to crack, to be unaligned, to manipulate you, to make you not work in your best interest. For their interest. If you don't like war, somebody's coming up with those ideas, research and development, building the weapons, shipping the weapons, using the weapons. If you think of law enforcement, they got quotas, so if you got a quota to meet, that means energy has to be used in a set way to produce said action, to cross that violation, to issue that citation, to reach that quota. But what if that energy is not there, not being used in that way? Do you go out looking for it? Creating that reality to fit a certain outlook? Or even just saying that happened? But it all starts with questioning, taking a deeper dive. Are you willing to care enough to do that? Or you're not, which is we all go through our stages of denial. till we get to acceptance. Also, how does just not having curiosity, the wonder, not fascinate you? What else is out there? Even with all the control that they put on you, you still have some level of free will. They just made their free will their choices. But you don't have to pick their choices. You don't have to live in their reality. But you also have to come to terms with the kind of reality that makes for you.